Welcome back, everyone. We're diving into something a little different today.
Yeah, a bit unexpected.
Yeah, the power of restraint. How holding back, even when you don't want to, can actually help you achieve big goals.
Interesting.
We're going to look at Jackie Robinson,
Oh, wow.
drawing from Ryan Holiday's book, Ego is the Enemy. Now, I know you might be thinking, oh, another sports story. But trust me, this is about way more than baseball.
Oh, for sure.
This is about overcoming obstacles in any field.
Exactly.
So most people know Jackie Robinson as the guy who broke the color barrier in Major League Baseball,
Right.
but they don't always think about the incredible restraint he had.
Yeah, how he was able to hold back with all that pressure, all that prejudice.
Okay, so let's go back. Jackie Robinson wasn't always this, picture of calmness.
Right.
When he was younger, he had a reputation for being confrontational. He even got into trouble with the police.
Oh, wow.
He was actually court-martialed for refusing to move to the back of a segregated military bus.
Wow, this is years before Rosa Parks, right?
Years before. So he clearly had this fiery spirit, this deep sense of justice.
And he wasn't afraid to stand up to authority.
It really makes you think, though,
Yeah.
knowing what we know now about restraint, would we have been able to hold back in those situations?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Would we have let our emotions get the better of us?
It really makes you think about his journey.
Years later, when Branch Rickey, the general manager of the Dodgers, was looking to break baseball's color barrier,
Right.
he knew he needed someone extraordinary.
Oh, yeah.
And talent alone wasn't going to be enough.
Right.
He needed someone with incredible mental toughness, someone who could withstand the pressure and hostility without breaking.
Absolutely.
And when Rickey met with Robinson, he didn't hold back.
He didn't.
No, he actually role-played the racist taunts and abuse Robinson would face,
Wow.
basically testing his ability to stay composed.
Man, can you imagine being Robinson in that moment,
I can't even imagine
knowing what's to come?
what must have been going through his mind.
I think he understood just how big this was.
Yeah,
That this wasn't just about him,
right.
that his actions would affect so many others.
And it wasn't just like some abstract pressure.
No.
When Robinson stepped onto the field, the hostility was unlike anything we see today.
Really?
There are these deliberate, coordinated attempts to sabotage him.
Like what?
Over 72 intentional pitches aimed at his body.
Jeez.
Players trying to injure him with their cleats.
Whoa.
Unfair calls from the umpires, relentless verbal abuse from the fans.
That's intense.
I mean, even in today's world of, social media outrage where it feels like everything gets blown up,
Yeah.
this level of targeted abuse is just shocking.
You have to think about the time period, too.
Right.
Players back then were known for having short fuses.
Yeah.
Like Ted Williams, a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He was caught spitting on fans who were booing him.
Seriously.
Yeah, and he defended it. It was a different era.
So not only was Robinson facing this incredible pressure, but he was doing it in an environment where reacting, even violently, was almost expected.
Right.
It's mind-blowing how much restraint he showed.
It really is.
I mean, he knew that if he reacted, it would play right into the hands of those who wanted to see him fail.
Of course.
He understood the cost of ego in those situations.
He really is powerful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Any outburst, any retaliation,
Yeah,
it would justify the prejudice he was fighting against.
totally.
It wasn't just about him.
Right.
It was about something much, much bigger.
He had this huge responsibility,
Yeah.
not just to perform well, but to carry himself in a way that would challenge these deeply ingrained societal norms.
Exactly.
And that's where his restraint was so important.
Right.
It wasn't about suppressing his anger.
No.
It was about channeling it into something productive.
Yeah.
He understood that his actions, just him being there, was a statement. Like he was playing a multidimensional game.
That's a great way to put it.
He had to be a skilled athlete.
Well, of course.
But at the same time, navigate this minefield of social expectations and prejudice.
He was walking a tightrope,
Totally.
and he did it with so much grace and dignity.
I know, it's incredible.
The story of Ben Chapman,
Oh, yeah, the Phillies manager.
notorious for his verbal abuse,
It was awful.
especially towards Robinson.
All these racial slurs.
Just awful.
I can't even imagine enduring that.
Most people would snapped,
Oh, absolutely.
but Robinson didn't.
He was incredible.
He knew that reacting would have given Chapman exactly what he wanted.
Right. It would have validated the prejudice, added fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
So instead of giving in to that impulse, that very human urge to fight back, Robinson chose a different path.
What did he do?
He channeled his anger, his frustration into his performance on the field.
Mm,
Let his bat and his glove do the talking.
that's so powerful.
And by doing that, he silenced his critics
Wow.
and earned the respect of those who had doubted him.
Yeah, it's like restraint was a form of defiance.
Totally.
A way of taking back control when it seems like you have none.
Exactly.
And there's another twist to the Chapman story.
Oh, what's that?
Later on, when Chapman's job was on the line because of his behavior,
Yeah.
Robinson agreed to pose for a friendly photo with him.
Wow, are you serious?
Seriously.
After all that abuse,
It's amazing.
that level of compassion is just astounding.
It really shows the complexity of his character.
Mm.
He knew that holding on to that anger, wanting revenge,
Yeah.
it would hurt him more than anyone else.
It's a lesson in forgiveness,
Oh, definitely.
but also in playing the long game.
Exactly.
Sometimes the greatest victories aren't won with force or aggression,
Right.
but through composure and strategy.
Exactly.
So how do we in our own lives cultivate this kind of restraint?
That's the question, isn't it?
Because let's face it, most of us aren't facing the pressure Jackie Robinson endured.
True, but the principles still apply.
Okay.
We all have moments where we want to react,
Oh, yeah.
to lash out, to let our ego take over.
It could be a frustrating email,
Yeah.
a disagreement with a coworker,
Uh-huh.
or even just that inner voice telling us we're not good enough.
Right. Those everyday challenges,
Yeah.
they can chip away at our composure.
Exactly.
And that's where practicing restraint comes in.
Okay.
Recognizing when our ego is in control
Yeah.
and consciously choosing a different path.
So it's not about suppressing our emotions.
Not at all.
It's about being aware of them
Yeah,
and then deciding how we want to respond.
exactly.
It's like taking a breath, a pause,
Right.
before we react.
Mhm.
Asking ourselves, is that helping me in the long run?
Yeah,
Or am I just feeding my ego?
exactly.
It sounds like mindfulness almost.
It is, in a way.
Being present, observing our thoughts and feelings without judgment,
Mhm.
and then choosing our response.
Right.
So we recognize the trigger,
Yeah.
we pause, we check in with ourselves.
Oh, Korea?
What's next? How do we actually change our behavior?
Well, there are a few things that can help. One is redirecting our attention.
Oh, interesting.
Instead of dwelling on what's bothering us,
Yeah.
we shift our focus to something positive,
Like what?
something that brings us joy or peace.
What you focus on expands, right?
Exactly.
I like it.
Another tool is reframing,
Reframe.
choosing to see the situation from a different perspective.
Oh, I see.
Like if someone cuts you off in traffic,
Yeah.
instead of getting angry,
Right.
you could reframe it.
How?
Maybe they have an emergency and need to
Oh.
get somewhere quickly.
It might not be true,
Maybe, maybe not.
but it could help you shift from anger to compassion.
Exactly.
It's like taking control of our own narrative.
That's key.
Yeah.
Restraint isn't about being passive
Right.
or letting people walk all over you.
No.
It's about choosing your battles,
Okay.
responding in a way that aligns with your values and goals.
So it's about being strategic with our energy,
Yes,
both emotional and physical.
absolutely.
Recognizing that sometimes the most powerful action is inaction.
Like Ryan Holiday says, stillness is a weapon.
That's a great quote.
It is.
Restraint isn't weakness.
Not at all.
It's a different kind of strength.
Exactly.
The strength to resist those impulses.
Mhm.
The strength to stay calm under pressure. The
Mhm.
strength to choose the harder but ultimately more rewarding path.
It's like a muscle.
Oh, I
The
see.
more we practice restraint, the stronger we become.
And the better equipped we are to handle life's challenges.
Right.
It's funny because we often think of success as action, taking risks, putting ourselves out there.
Uh-huh.
But you're saying sometimes the key is knowing when to hold back.
It's about finding that balance.
Yeah.
There's a time for action, boldness, risk-taking,
Okay.
and there's a time for restraint, strategy, choosing your battles wisely.
Knowing when to use each approach is a skill in itself.
It is.
And like any skill, it takes practice.
Practice, practice, practice.
That the rewards can be huge.
They can be life-changing.
So for our listener who's thinking, this sounds great, but how does this apply to my life?
Well, think about where you struggle with restraint.
Okay.
Might be relationships, work, even your self-talk.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you react impulsively?
Yeah.
Where does your ego get in the way of your goals?
Those are great questions.
They are.
And remember, restraint isn't about being perfect.
No way.
We're all human.
And we are.
We all slip up.
It happens.
The key is being aware of it,
Yes.
learning from it, and keeping practicing.
Keep going.
And every time we choose restraint over impulsivity.
Yeah,
We're building that resilience that will help us with future challenges.
absolutely.
It's a lifelong journey,
It is.
but a journey worth taking.
For sure.
It really is fascinating.
Flipping the script, huh?
Yeah, instead of go big or go home, it's like hold back and conquer.
I like that.
And it's not just about personal success.
Right.
Think about the impact restraint can have on, like, a larger scale.
Oh, yeah.
Think about Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr.,
Mm.
Nelson Mandela.
All incredible leaders.
These were leaders who used restraint as this powerful tool for social change.
They faced so much adversity,
So much.
yet they chose to respond with composure.
Instead of violence or aggression.
Right. They knew that meeting hatred with hatred would just make things worse.
It would have escalated the conflict.
Their restraint, their commitment to nonviolence,
It was a stronger force in the end.
much stronger.
It's really inspiring.
It is.
It shows that restraint isn't about weakness.
Yo,
It's about understanding strategy and having this commitment to a greater cause.
a bigger picture.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's something we can all cultivate,
I agree.
regardless of our circumstances.
Think back to Jackie Robinson.
Okay.
At first, he had to endure the abuse without reacting,
Right.
restraining himself for that larger goal.
Yep.
But as he proved himself, as he earned respect and influence, he earned the right to express himself more freely.
Like he leveled up, paid his dues, mastered restraint.
And then had the freedom to operate differently.
On another level,
It's like restraint is an investment that pays off down the road.
the dividends are huge.
And those dividends, they're not just about personal gain.
No, not at all.
It's about being able to have a bigger impact on the world.
Exactly.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into restraint,
Yeah.
what's one key takeaway you want our listeners to remember?
I think it's this. Restraint isn't about suppression.
Okay.
It's about empowerment.
Empowerment.
Yeah. Choosing how you respond to the world.
Not letting your emotions control you.
Exactly.
You're being the architect of your own life.
The master of your own fate.
I love that.
It all starts with pausing,
Oh.
taking a breath,
Mm-hmm.
asking yourself, what's the best way to respond right now?
What's the most strategic, impactful way?
The one that will move you towards your goals.
So for everyone listening,
Yeah.
think about one area of your life where you could practice more restraint.
Good question.
What's one situation where holding back, even when it's tough,
Yeah.
might actually help you achieve something bigger?
It could be in your relationships,
At work,
your self-talk even.
the opportunity is there.
It is,
The power is within you.
for sure.
Remember, sometimes the most powerful action is inaction.
Stillness is a weapon.
Master the art of restraint,
Yeah.
and you can unlock a level of strength and influence you never thought possible.
It's amazing what we're capable of.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into restraint.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you found it insightful and empowering.
We did too.
And remember, next time you face a challenge, a moment of frustration, a situation that tests your patience,
What do you do?
take a breath, remember Jackie Robinson, and choose restraint.
You might surprise yourself.
You might just unleash incredible power.
Until next time.
Keep learning, keep growing,
And keep exploring.
and keep exploring the fascinating world of human potential.